relationship as a support system, did it enhance your master experience? Did it like help it?
In some areas, maybe because like so I was getting to know stage and all these things, right? And one thing is after your degree, it's not as easy it is to be with your friends, right?
Yeah.
Because we are all in different places. We are all going through different situations.
Reality hits.
Yes, reality hits. Like you think you can like, okay, Naman, we are in the same place, we are in the same state. Let's try to at least we are in the same city. Okay, let's try to meet at least every month once.
But the
Bro,
next
it
thing
never
is just Google
happens.
Calendar
Yes,
invitations and
correct.
canceling them.
True, and it's like sometimes like, oh, I'm available at 3 p.m. Are you? Oh no, you're available the next day, which I'm not. So it's going on. But having a partner or someone like I was, getting to know and all that, it didn't per se improve my experiences, but I had someone I could count on, like someone who, gives you a bit tiny bit attention because my one was research, was just cells and virus. Nobody gives me attention, but no, on reality, it was nice to have someone to check on you once in a while just to see if you're okay. Like if you need anything, like someone you could rent to without feeling like you are taking their space or their time or whatsoever.
Okay, so just to like give in the reality, just to give a reality check.
Okay.
This was also something that helped your master experience because you got a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
again, true, because you get a good guy.
Okay.
I had a friend who did not
Mm.
experience something like that.
Okay.
So instead, um, it's already you're stressful with your master's degree.
And then you have another red flag experience to add on
Yes,
to it.
and I
Okay.
think it doesn't really necessarily need to be during your postgrad or whatever. I think it can happen anytime. Like
Sure.
because if let's say you meet this guy when you're in school, you are going through a relationship in school, and then you meet someone who's a red flag. Yeah, you're going through what you're going through. Then like you're just exploring it earlier on in life. So I think we've all gone through the stage where we do meet red flag people, and we do meet people that you know that you just cannot ngam with that person. It's like a complete red flag. So and I had my fair share of how to say, not say trauma lah, tapi you know that you don't want this kind of people.
Okay.
Like they already give you the thing where you know that when you want to look for someone, this is not the kind of guy you want, and it aligns with your values and what you uh, have like a standard for yourself, right? So I know there are people who think that maybe this one thing it happens and it's just going to happen again, or all people are the same. I would definitely debunk that, because for me is you can study how high you want. You can be a PhD holder, a post PhD holder, whatever. But if your character is nothing, it's nothing. So it doesn't matter even if let's say you sampai SPM je pun, or if let's say back then PMR,
Yeah.
SRP,
Yeah.
even if you study until then, you can still be a good guy, the greenest of greenest Amazon forest.
Yeah.
But there can also be people who you are, let's say, holding a CEO position ke, you are holding an extremely high paid job pun, you can still be toxic and you can still be someone that
They can still be a jerk,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay, thanks for putting it out there. Yeah, I was just trying to be nice, but yeah,
Okay.
true.
Okay. So just to add on a bit, I'm sure it was nice to have, to have that kind of good support system in the form of a good relationship during your masters. How did you deal with the guilt of not like spending enough time with him? Because let's be real, okay? Both of us, we just came out from scientific research, okay? Every day is not the same. There are days where you might be in the lab up until night. There are days where you might not be in the lab, but you have other things to worry on. So, have you ever experienced those moments of guilt, and how do you navigate through it?
Like how we do. I think, I didn't per se feel guilt because I tried to, uh, I already put it up front, because like I said, we were getting to know each other, right? So like you already know that okay, this is the schedule, how it's like. So like I said just now, if it's meant for you, if the right person is meant for you, everything will align perfectly for you, right? And so when you meet someone, it's always about setting your expectations as one side. But I think it's very fair for us to also let them set their expectations so that you can work together. That's the getting to know stage. Because I feel right now in this current generation, everybody rushes into everything. Like, and by rush, I mean really rush and crash into things. And sometimes that's why things don't really work out. And I'll be honest, I had a tough time because we had a lot of arguments also. Because, like I said, yes, we are two different people, two different head with two different personalities, two different upbringings, everything coming into place to getting to know each other. So that did bring a lot of, why like this, why like that, right? But later on when we talk and all that, I feel like, okay, because we are adults, we are not kids in school, we don't really have time sometimes even for ourselves. So how can we make things work? How are we going to put in the time and effort? So it's either, for example, like just call, just random check in, like, hey, just updating, like, this is what's up. Or like just small gestures, like, sometimes grab food comes in,
Yeah.
like when you have to stay up until like 10 p.m, 11 p.m. Like I've stayed up until then. I mean, I'm sure you've done that as well. And knowing well that there are days where you're just so stressed out because you have to multitask between lab research and writing your paper and writing your thesis and everything in between and preparing your presentation and all of that. Like, I don't know how we did it, but thank God we did. Yeah, it's someone who understands that whole thing, and even though they are not in the same field, that's the best part of it. Because like they have not experienced what we do, but knowing that, hey, you know what, it's okay if you are going through it, I'm just gonna be there as a back support. Like, okay, I'm gonna support you from behind, like push you. I think that is a really good green flag in any partner. Like, to get that in a guy, especially who is someone that pushes you. Because some guys, they are who they don't want a girl or a partner to be superior than them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's the 21st century, but people like this still
it
exist.
still exists.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
We
not
do
saying
need to
I'm not
acknowledge
saying
that.
all of them are.
Yeah,
Please
yeah. We do
don't-
need to acknowledge that
Yes,
some
but
people
it's
are like
true.
that. Yes.
And there are some girls also who they need to be in the top, and so that whole friction happens. But I think when we come into alignment, that is the best thing. And to have a, like, in my case, to have a person who pushes you out front there, like, hey, no, just go out, just do it. Or, okay, what is it you need? Like, it's always, what is it you need? Like, how can I help you? How can I support you?
Understood.
Mm.
So it just basically from what you're sharing, it definitely seems that you got lucky. You got a good guy, right?
Not lucky, I'm blessed.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you are blessed. Good for you. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna ask the questions I think a lot of students probably want to know. Like, what did you do to get a guy like that? A guy that could align with you?
I'll be honest when I say that I did have crushes. I mean, we all have crushes, okay?
Mine were fictional, still fictional, but yeah.
We've all had crushes.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
we see someone, we talk to someone, like, oh, maybe this, could it be? Could it be?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
that could it be? Like, I did have people who even like, they wanted to get to know me and stuff, but in that sense where I just feel like we just cannot get along. So, like I said, I never negotiated my values, my standards. It was fixed. And I know there are people out there who say like, hey, you are single for so long lah, just lower your standards. Probably you'll land a person like a guy or a girl, right? I have heard that. I have seen people say that to people who are older than me who are still single. But for me is, I know we have standards, but realistic standards lah. Takkan we wanna expect some millionaire, trillionaire kan tiba-tiba.
So what are the realistic standards?
Okay,
What
for
is
me,
realistic for you?
like for me,
Yes.
character wise, definitely it's something that it was a no brainer. Like, I definitely needed someone who was humble, who's kind, who would treat, regardless of position or seniority, they treat everyone the same level of kindness. Like, for example, how you would treat a janitor or a waiter in the restaurant. How would you treat them versus how would you treat a CEO, for example? Like, if they walk in, are you going to give them the same level of respect? All this plays a very vital role for me. And of course, like for me, because I'm short, I'm not so short, but short. So
I'm shorter, but okay, go on.
like, I wanted someone who was tall. Like, okay, like tall.
Okay.
Okay, so I had like certain thing, but those were secondary. it was really secondary for me. Someone who could really accept me for who I am, because I know I also bring on a strong character. I'm not an alpha per se, but I do bring on a strong character because, of course, I said I'm an elder child also. I have my personalities, that I have my way of doing things, and like I'm also a stubborn person actually. And I have a thing where, okay, if this is my thought process, sometimes it's hard for me to like, okay, let go and just like, okay, accept
Yeah, it's
lah.
hard for me to compromise as well.
Yes,
I totally
so
understand.
so for me, regardless of that situation, I needed someone who could understand. So to have all that, and of course, I'm not saying I'm never gonna negotiate or I'm never gonna compromise things. Like it's all that. Like as much as we are expecting them to bring to the table, I think we should offer something to the table as well. And I know a lot of them say like, "Oh, I'm already here. Like, what else you can get?" Like, that's bullshit lah. Okay, let's be honest. That's bullshit. Okay, like you have to give something out there. And I think previously, I'm sure you know Tun Laila, right?
Yeah.
So she gave like very nice videos before she got married
I see.
on certain aspects of things.
Okay,
like,
just for context, Laila is a content creator.
yes,
Slash lawyer. I actually don't follow her contents much, but yeah, she's pretty famous.
Yeah, she is. So I did see this one time she posted of how women should bring things to the table, and
Okay.
there were a lot of backlash actually that
About how
came.
women should bring things to the table.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I saw all that, I was just like, okay, we can't be so entitled lah. Like, bro,
I do agree. I agree.
you
yeah.
can't expect that just because you're a woman you're so entitled. I know of all women empowerment and all that thing, but come on lah, you have to be realistic as well. And the same thing goes to a guy as well. Like, I think it has to come to mutual respect on each other. Because as much as guys expect women to respect them, women should also be able to get that respect from a guy, regardless of age or regardless of how much you've studied. I think when it comes to life, at the end of the day, it's not about how much you studied. It's about how well you can live life together and then create your next generation and move on with life, right? And how you bring a positive impact to society. That's my intake on that.
Okay, sure. And I'm just going to put this from like a perspective of someone like myself who've only been studying all my life. Now suddenly a fresh grad. Not knowing what to do with my life, clueless. For the first time realizing that, wow, I do not need to study anymore and that life can be really beautiful without the books.
Yeah, true.
And also, I'm also coming from a perspective of not having a physical real life crush before. Like all my crushes were fictional. All those like I grew up with all those UK based fictions lah, basically like the Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter. So those kind of characters were my greatest crushes. But I've not crushed on anyone in real life. However, since like I said, I'm jobless, right? Jobless and doing nothing. So I'm scrolling on the phone like everyone else. And I've been coming across this I'm sure some of you all can relate to it. This short version of Chinese dramas.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, yeah.
And these are not even like I don't know. I think these are like the you have to watch the whole thing on like some paid version of an ad, but like they'll show like a short
have it
snippet.
on TikTok.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of it on TikTok,
even
on
English
Instagram
versions, by
Reels.
the way.
Yeah. Some of it even in English, but I don't know why I've been getting a lot of the Chinese ones, and how it's always the most perfect guy, the most perfect CEO. And what makes me a bit mad is about how pathetic the female leads are. Like they would be the maids, the ones who are so poor. I'm like, I don't know why all the female leads are so pathetic, but basically, what I'm trying to understand is that the reason why we have this kind of contents and the reason why some people do enjoy watching those kind of contents. I'm not going to say it's a good or bad thing to enjoy, but I think for a lot of people, watching this kind of contents are also some of our guilty pleasures. I'm not here to judge, but basically, I feel like why this kind of content still gain traction, why we have contents like this, is because at the end of the day, I guess everyone just wants a really schweiker, really hot guy, who is somehow really
At least
rich.
fictional lah.
Really rich and has a good body and stuff like that. So for someone like me who has never experienced a crush yet, never liked anyone yet, what kind of advice you could give when it comes to character development? Like what can be improved, and also like what should we really consider when I start having a crush soon? I don't know when the crush is going to come. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year. So what should I consider?
I would say first look into the mirror.
Okay, wow, just a slap on the face, look in the mirror.
No,
Okay.
I mean, what I mean is, look into the mirror as in like your character. Like, okay, would you be able to accept someone who comes in with the same character as you? So, for example, if let's say you are a person who, let's say you are rude to people, right?
Okay.
Would you be okay if you get someone who is rude to you,
Mm.
right? So all this comes into thing. Like for example, let's say you're someone who eats healthy. Would you be okay with someone who's, let's say, obese, for example, or someone who just doesn't like to eat healthy food? You know, they just love eating junk food, for example, or fast food, right? There are people like that. I'm not
Yeah.
saying no.
Yeah.
And so are you going to be okay with that? And this is, I'm telling for both genders, regardless, male or female, right? Are you okay with it? So whatever you expect from someone, you should be able to give to that someone as well. And like for example, if you expect understanding, you expect someone to come down to you, all that you should also be able to give. And of course, besides that, you know, some people who are they prefer people in the same faith because it's easier, or people who, because it's easier in a lot of sense lah. Later on when you have children and all that, you know, totally understand.
Understood. Yeah.
Or like if you are someone who is open to interracial, all these things. So you know, it's regardless, because
You have to know who you are first
Yes.
and what you want.
correct.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
again, at the end of the day, it's all about your identity. So what your identity is, how you are, how green flag you want is the green flag you should also be. So of course, if you ask me what's my advice, I don't have one per se, because why? People come at the most randomest time, at the most randomest occasion, in the most unexpected way, and sometimes you think that this is how I want to meet someone. Like for me, I thought that, oh, I'm gonna go degree, I'll finally meet a guy. Like
I
bro, I came
see.
from convent school, man.
Yeah. I was a
Like,
convent girl also.
yeah,
Primary. I totally
so-
understand.
So I was like, oh, I'll finally meet someone who I could get along. Like, you know, it's my the port the how to say, the pool.
Yeah,
the-
because at least for you finally see
Yes.
guys after being in the girls' school for so
yeah,
long.
true.
Yeah.
So for me, I used to think that, oh, it's more than people I meet in tuition. It's more than people I meet in all these places, right? Like, oh, I meet someone who is more than my age, not same age anymore, and all these things. But then, again, I never met anyone in degree as such, right? I had good guy friends. Not saying no. I even my closest friend is also someone who I know since I was a baby.
Okay.
So we grew up like now my age. Yeah, we are pretty much the same age.
Mm-mm.
Like we've seen each other in stages and all that. So I've had really good friends. Like even during my degree, I've had a good, very close guy best friend. So all of this aside, again, when you meet people also, when you meet guys, like you know my guy friends, they are really good. And that's when I know not all guys are toxic actually. Not all guys are red flags. Talk about relationship, it's two different people coming into connection. And that connection is built on literally built not just based on love. It's built on communication. It's built on you know, how you say things, how you word things, and it also is on efforts, on how you put in gestures. I think we all have the 5 love languages, right? So it's on how, maybe like let's say my love language is probably, let's say, gift giving.
Just for context, can you like refresh what those love languages are? I have no idea.
I really forgot actually.
Okay.
I like
I just know
read
like
this
there's
sometime
physical
back.
touch and like
Yes.
gifts.
Gift giving, acts of service,
I see.
physical touch, 2 more I totally cannot remember.
Okay. So it's not
But-
something that you like adhere very completely
but
to.
then
Okay.
when I was reading up on certain things, when I did my psychological medicine punya topics, that's when I knew as well. So so let's say mine is probably, let's say, gift giving.
Okay.
Let's say the guy that I wanna, you know, get married to, or the guy who I'm dating or whatever, is someone who is acts of service. So how are you gonna mingle? Like maybe your expectation would be something else, tapi dia punya expectation something else. So it's all on how we get to know each other. That's why I say it's so important we don't rush into things. And like it's totally fine to have a crush on people, because crush is one-sided anyway. It's not like anybody's gonna know, right? So it's all on how we portray ourselves, and how later on when someone comes, you accept them for who you are, just like how you expect them to accept you for who you are. I think that's so important because a lot of times we are so, I mean, of course we would want them to change the negative side lah kan, but then again, in other things and all that kind, we a lot of times we think that, oh, we get into relationship je terus kena tukar. But no, it's about how we are gonna work together to build each other to become better. And when that's why I say when it comes in a relationship, it's all about give and take. It's all about compromise. It's all about communication. It's all about working through your finances, working through so many things. And that's, I think, what builds in a relationship that then leads to a good, healthy marriage. And that's what also later on leads to you being good parents for your kids. All of these are interconnected. Because if something is ruined, and then we carry the trauma on and on and on without breaking free from that, it's going to impact not just us, but it's also going to impact. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
I think that
agree.
I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, you did. So just to like summarize it, before we end our conversation, basically, whether you're in a relationship or not, we all need to learn to be adults. We all need to learn to grow, to improve, and to be better versions of ourselves. Because if we are going to expect the best from someone else, we need to be that best version for that person as well.